we're off down to Hull, and I don't honestly know what I'm going to look at. We've got Angie in the back, look, she's jumped in.
Yeah, surprise phone call. Fancy a ride out?
Well, you see, the thing is, it was either you or the girlfriend, but she was busy, so I thought I'd better ring you.
The collection Paul and Ange are off to recce is big. Very big.
I'm going in blind, I have no idea. I did hear a whisper of a caravan and pedal car.
So this is a 1957 Willoughby Vogue caravan. And I believe there was only in production for 1 year. And I believe now there's maybe only 2 or 3 left in the world. It's a lot bigger than what it looks.
But the undisputed star of the collection is this former circus showman's caravan from the 1930s.
And I think it's a very rare vehicle, and I think it did belong to Billy Smart's circus.
If you were thinking of running away to join the circus, there used to be one obvious choice: Billy Smart's. Along with many of his 22 brothers and sisters, Billy worked on fairgrounds until he went into the big top business. From 1947, when his circus was first broadcast on the BBC, his name meant the thrills and spills of the big top, with its clowns, acrobats and of course animals, including a troop of 20 elephants. Ultimately, much of it fell foul of changing tastes, particularly attitudes to performing animals. But that name, though, Billy Smart's, means circus to the baby boom generation.
If you see the picture of it was when he put it in here, you'd have thought it was firewood on a chassis. It took him, from my knowledge, 2 to 3 years from start to finish to do this.
Yeah, I think he's even bought the clown's ornaments, probably from the car boot sale, no, my dad. It's unique and one of a kind. Well, you've got your letterbox and you've got an original bell.
Still works.
Still working. But there's nobody home.
Paul and Ange have made it to Hull, where Lee Lambert, his pal Dean, and one vast collection await.
As far as I know, it's a 1957 Willoughby Vogue caravan.
Is it?
Which was in production for 1 year only.
It's a Marmite thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get it. It's not for me, like, I think it's the ugliest thing in the world, but I get it, you know. Yeah.
Could be my new home when Paul starts snoring.
Everything is floating Paul's boat.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But there's only one star.
Generally speaking, I'll be completely honest, I look at these and I think they're great, aren't they? And I walk off. That's it. And I must be getting older or something, because I now look at this and think, wow. Everything else is lovely, but this is special, isn't it? Yeah. This is very special. Now, you'll have a figure in your head for this.
There's just nowhere knowing.
No, that's why I was putting it on you.
It's unique. What can you do?
Just
Whatever it makes.
Whatever it makes, I think that's it.
0900 hours, and the convoy hits the road. Journey time, 1 hour. Destination, Hull, and they're fully equipped.
How lovely is that?
When faced with a pile of vehicles like Lee Lambert's dad left, it pays to have a plan.
So, blueprint, there we go. So I'm in that lorry, it's down there. I want a Reliant on the top, and then the Showman's, and then the egg, on the trailer.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong?
We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
No.
It won't move, will it?
Nah, she's locked up, isn't it? Front wheels are locked up. It isn't normally a good start.
Let's go! Right, you have to... Right, God almighty, boys! Yeah! Go on, Charlie, off you go.
Right, job's a cherry mealed through.
They've cleared off now.
I know. They don't want to do this one, do they?
This one is the 1930s Showman's Caravan. Formerly of Billy Smart's circus, it's going to be a right performance shifting it.
Right, they're nice and steady. It's happening, it's happening.
Now for some precise manoeuvring. Inch perfect, in fact.
All right, above.
I still think it's going to hit them.
Do you? I don't think it is. Tight on that.
Steady.
And right. Turn left, it gets closer.
Yeah, for a minute. Like that.
Bit tight.
Literally, that and it.
We're going to have to handball that. Where are we going?
Go on. All the way. Yeah.
Can we turn?
Ow.
Yep. There you go, get a tractor on the bugger. All right, Charlie.
Yeah, steady away.
I've had sleepless nights, to be honest, worrying about it, that it won't come out. It's been done, I'm really happy, really happy.
Sometimes best laid plans do actually work to a T. Dave's eye has wandered to the petite, perfectly formed miniatures.
They're brilliant, aren't they? Absolutely brilliant.
What are they?
Expensive ornaments.
These model cars are a bit more use than ornament, though.
Yeah, little engine sat in there, look. Little engine sat in that one, pedal, pedal. Little engine, I think, sat in the Ford. Little engine in the little Bugatti replica. Can you squeeze in that, sir? I tell you what, sir, if you can get in that and we can put the roof on, I'll buy it for you.
We haven't got a tin opener.
This is where either we have to call an osteopath, the fire brigade, or Claire for a checkbook. Hang on, the leg's stuck. Hang on, hang on, hang on.
Get out, you fool.
To be fair, that's almost as comfortable as a real size one. Yeah. To get a line-up like that all at once, yeah. A one-off, really. Very lucky. Yeah, one-off. Yeah, very lucky.
Little Austin 7, little two-stroke, fiberglass body, to scale, lovely. I've got 3 hands all came at the same time. 3-2, Andrew's phone. 3-3 says Charlie. 3-4 says Mark. Charlie's bid there at 4-8.
Was it 4-8? Now they're thinking.
At £4,800 for the third and last time.
The Bugatti fetched almost as much.
4,000 says Mark. Alan shaking his head then for the first. £4,000 Mark's telephone for the second, third and last time.
The pick of the bunch, though, was the Ford truck.
We got 2-1-2-2-2-3, 2-9, Charlie's telephone, 3,000.
3, got 8, he's got 9 now, do you want 4 grand?
3,900. 4-5, I just got you, Dave. 4-8.
There's only us and one other bloke now.
5-2. At 5-5, back in with Charlie. For the first.
For the first, I will bid for the second.
Third and last time, Charlie, it's Showman on your phone. Sold, well done.
Well done, everybody.
Altogether, there were 4 small-engined miniatures, and they fetched just shy of £18,000.
You could live in one of these, couldn't you, even now? Absolutely beautiful. Lovely, lovely bit of kit.
Derek's made himself right at home in the 1930s Showman's Caravan.
Look at that stove. Beautiful. I'll tell you what, get that going. 20 minutes, it'd be red hot in here, wouldn't it? It'd be like opening all these windows and the door, let a bit of heat out. The only thing you're lacking is like a proper washing facilities, shower and all the rest of it, but I know exactly what they'd have done in the old days, don't you? I mean, they'd have had a tin bath. I can feel my arse now scraping along the bottom of a tin bath. Honestly, I can in London, until my dad built an extension and put a bathroom in, which was just, oh, heaven, absolute heaven. Don't waste water, 2 of you got in. So you had to wait until someone from next door came round and got in with you. I don't think it happened quite so much with the adults, but the last thing you want to be is last. Anyway, it's great, absolutely fantastic. I love it to bits. I think its value is 10 grand. I can't tell you what it's going to make, but it's going to cause a lot of interest amongst half a dozen people.
There we are. Showman's Caravan. Should be a couple of telephone bidders on this one, ladies and gentlemen.
There's something about that old caravan, there really, really is. It's great, it's brilliant.
£11,250, 11,250, 11,500, 11,500 and 750. At £12,000 in Worthing, on sale. At £12,000. 13,250 with Alan. 13,250. 14,500 Southampton now. 14,750 Worthing. Southampton's back in at 15. 16 says the phone. We changed the increments, Will and myself, whoever's on the machine there. 16.2. You're in now, Worthing, at 16.3. 16.5 with Alan, 16.5. 17 Southampton.
Another one.
17.7 we've got. That's on the phones with Alan. 8 Southampton. 17.8 we've got Southampton.
You want 18.1?
18,001.
It's 18.1 with us. Just hope it's stopped them.
Worthing, you're out. Southampton, you're out. Alan, you are in on the phone. So
18,100
then. Hammer's going to come down at 18,001. Be warned. Pound then it's going to the telephone bidder. Alan stood in the room at 18,1. Sold 18,001.
£18,100. Yeah, which is strong money, I feel, for that. For 20,000 quid, you could arguably have one created, maybe. But you're not going to have that one, are you?
Same stable, same day out. The lads had a big day out, collected a bit of all sorts.
And there were buyers for just about every other lot from the Hull collection too.
Lot number 304, the 1977 Reliant Kitten. Here we are. £1,400 we've got. But £1,400. Will it be Caravan? Lot number 306. We've got 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Blimey, keep going. £4,300, then I'm going to bring the hammer down. We're going to sell.
Lot 353, the Mark II Rally Chopper Tandem Bike. Oh my Lord, here we go, look. Oh no.
You'll be all right now with Carol yeah, I can see Carol on back of that, yeah.
At £600 then for the first, second, third and last time at 600.
We'll have to have a go later on. Yeah.
It's just when you seen it, it was just lovely, wasn't it? It's beautiful. So when I seen it, I said I'll have to have it.
The Showman's Caravan, which used to tour with Billy Smart Circus, has ended up in Lair, just south of Glasgow. While some of the locals may be oblivious to its obvious charms, William Townsley loves it. In fact, he really loves it.
I don't know when the novelty will wear away. That maybe never wear away, but it's lovely, it's beautiful. It's unique, a one-off. Could be the find of the century, this one. It's just like a jewel in the crown, isn't it? Our Sutherland company, they built carriages for the royalty, and that's why it's called a Royal Windsor.
Gold leaf, quite expensive then?
Quite expensive, 23.5 carat gold. Yes, I'm very proud of it, yeah. And then we've got a gold leaf here on the mantelpiece, we've got a bit on the roof, and then we've got it white lined. Everybody that's seen it loved it, and they were amazed about the size of it inside.
It isn't just the decor, this is a practical little home from home.
What about the sleeping arrangements?
Well, the sleeping arrangements here is you've got a double bed, which pulls out to there. At the back here, you've got bunk beds there at the back. Then you've got the mirror, which we...
That'll have me in it then.
That'll have you in it, aye. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? If you can see there, it matches up with the cabinets up in the corner, up there as well, on the mantelpiece. Then you've got this flip-over table here, if you want to sit and get your tea or dinner, whatever you may be. Well, you can drop this down for your... sit there, put your cup of tea there. Sit back and enjoy it.
Home from home.
Home from home. Hey, a king could live in this.
But as William and his daughter Pisa know very well, the real joy of the showman's delight is when the Scottish weather threatens to take a turn for the worse. That's when all the creature comforts come into their own.
What do you think of it then?
It's beautiful. Yeah, really nice. It was somebody's home.
So to be sat in it, having a cup of tea, it must be...
A privilege. There's no many of them here. This is the only one I've seen in my day. I've never seen another one.
There's no many folk sitting doing this today, is there? In their wee trailer.